Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Rachel from Rachel on Paper, and today I'm going to be talking about how I've set up the B6 Common Planner as my journal slash planner slash memory keeper slash place where I document my life. So if that sounds good, let's jump right in. So this is just in terms of details. Again, this is the Sterling Ink Common Planner. This is the B6 size, the part 1 version. So this is the 6-month version. I have the gold foiling, and this is in the color Mist. I love Catherine's planners, Catherine from Sterling Ink. She's done really like an incredible job building and producing beautiful planners of amazing quality. Like, this is super bendy. The texture feels amazing. I'm obsessed. I'm so excited that she has this planner lineup with so many sizes and layouts to choose from. But I really loved the B6 size last year, and I bought a couple of covers, and so I thought I would just stick with the B6 size again next year. So in terms of setup, I did, put down some stickers and, start working on this setup. So here I have a vinyl from Virgo and Paper. This is a sticker from Sterling Ink's January subscription box. I thought this was really beautiful. And then I thought it would be fun, since I do subscribe to Sterling Ink's monthly subscription kit, I could just use the new stickers that come, these new vinyl stickers that come every month, and then it would be sort of like a pretty collage at the end of the 6 months that I use this notebook. And then I just clipped here with one of these book darts, these first 2 pages. I never use these pages. So we have this first layout with just calendars for 2024. I'm not sure that I'll use this for anything. I might use a sticker to mark down months that have passed, but I might just leave this blank. So then with the Common Planner, you get these 2 blank grid pages before any of the layouts of the planner start, and I really like that. And so the way I set this up, or the way I decided to use these 2 pages, is to have just my planner intentions here. So, some thoughts about how I want to use the planner, what I'm envisioning for this. And then I thought it would be fun to do sort of a summary of where I'm starting 2024 with, and where I'm starting 2024 in terms of the planners and journals I'm using. We all know that things might evolve as the year progresses, but I thought this would be sort of a fun way to, capture where I started the year with, and then when I move into the second book for the B6 Common Planner, I can, do this again and see where things have evolved to by the end of June. And so here with the, planner intentions, again, my thinking is that I really love breaking in a planner. One, I like thinking about how I want to use the planner. Again, like, having some intentions is really important to me. And then this is just a way for me to break in the planner. I have, strong perfectionist tendencies. Rachel from 10 years ago, if I made a mistake on this first page, I would have considered throwing out the planner. Like, I was very perfectionist with my planners and journals, and I have really gotten better with that over time. I think in large part, it started when I moved into the Hobonichi planners, because, they're expensive and they sell out. And so, you make a mistake and I'm not spending another $50 to pick up another Hobonichi cousin. So I think the Hobonichi planners really helped me curb those tendencies. But I love starting out a planner with this type of planner intention phase. Again, just to, make my first mistake like I did here. I ran out of ink at some point with this pen when I was writing and had to refill the pen. And so you see like a big difference in terms of how saturated the ink was coming, or not saturated, but like how much ink was coming out of this pen. And that's fine. Like, you make mistakes, it still looks pretty, I'll move on. And so I love like starting off my planner, just like getting the mistakes out of the way, and then it makes the process of setting up the rest of the planner a lot smoother for me, because I'm not worried about making mistakes, because I know, you know, it's fine and I've already made mistakes and things are imperfect, but I still love, you know, the way they look anyway and flipping back through them anyway. And then from there you go into the goal breakdown that's included in the Common Planner. I really like this spread. I didn't end up using it in 2023. I feel like I overthought it and never ended up writing in it. And I don't want to do that this time. And so I started writing in it, but I haven't filled out my goals yet. But I put down the categories for the types of goals that I want to record here. And then I'll spend some time, I'm sure, between Christmas and New Year when we're on vacation, thinking about my goals and filling this out. I also realized that I spelled health wrong and I missed the L, which again, good to get the mistakes out now. And there you go, that's fine. And then from there we move into these quarterly pages. So I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to use these yet, but I have some ideas. I am thinking I'm going to continue using this as a habit tracker. I have been using this as a habit tracker for most of the time I've been in the Common Planner. I also, if you saw my last video about my Hobonichi weeks, I do also habit track in my Hobonichi weeks. So you'll see, I have a weekly habit tracker here. And I like having my habit tracker here because my Hobonichi weeks is very much my functional planner, and it sits open on my desk all day, even if I'm at work. It's always with me. And so this serves as a good reminder of the daily habits or the things I want to be doing on at least an every other day basis. I like having that reminder here and being able to check it off here. And then the way I've been using this layout is I essentially have the same habits, and at the end of the week, I'll go in and check off, I will basically copy this data into here, and then that gives me a monthly overview of how the month went for these different habits. And so I think I'll continue using this layout the same way in 2024, but that could change, and I'll think more about it. And then here I was planning on writing some quarterly priorities, doing a little goal setting here. And then I thought it could be fun to basically summarize, a couple of things I'm tracking goal wise. So summarize monthly reading, how many books did I read, YouTube, how many videos did I publish, and then Substacks. Again, I'm planning to start a Substack in the new year. I want to do some more writing. And so given that these are sort of goals, priority areas for me, I thought it could be fun to track those summary statistics in these monthly boxes. But that's one idea, and we'll see, again, things are subject to change. We all know that, life evolves, and sometimes your ideas for certain layouts don't quite work out. And then with the half-year Common Planner, you do also get the quarterly overview for the second half of 2024. I'm not sure how I'm going to use these. I'm thinking I could use this as a future log, if something, but I don't need that because I have my Hobonichi weeks, as I'm saying that out loud. So I don't know how I'm going to use this. I might just, cover it up with stickers, and maybe I'll put, I don't know, I could decorate this, or I'll leave it blank. I'm not sure. If you have any ideas, if you're using the Common Planner, I'm curious how other people are using these extra quarterly pages we get. And then we move into the monthly pages. So similar to my Hobonichi weeks, I went ahead and pre-decorated the monthly pages with some washi tape. These monthly scripts are from Planner Monkey Co. And I'll probably go in and put birthdays, events, and holidays. I use the monthly pages to in this planner or in this journal to memory keep. I've tried, a sticker a day, or sometimes I'll just write like one fun thing that happened a day, or something I'm grateful for. It really evolves, and I don't put much pressure on myself to even keep it up. But I like having a monthly spread for memory keeping. And so I'll probably go through and like add some birthdays and stuff and like fun stuff I know is coming up. And then, as the months progress, I go back in and fill it out with, more fun stuff that happened and other stuff I want to capture from each month. And so that's the plan with the monthlies. And then the weeklies here, I'm intending to use very similar to how I've used the weeklies in 2023. So let me see if I could. My 2023 common planner is so chunky. I love it so much. But I definitely prefer the slimmer version. And so the way I have used the weeklies in the common planner is I like to time block, work stuff to any like family stuff going on, appointments, events, anything that is time bound, I like to put in this weekly layout. And I like to set this up Sunday evening because it gives me just a clearer sense of like what's going on this week. And then I can use that sort of visual sense of stuff going on to plan for the week in my Hobonichi weeks, which is where I have like my running weekly to-do list, and I'll put daily to-dos, anything that's day specific that I need to remember to do on August 13th, I'll put here. But that said, I really like this vertical weekly layout to help me think about the week. And then I put what I've been doing the last few weeks, which I think I'm going to continue doing in this new planner, is I have a list of things that I'm trying to focus on, like what are the big rock items I need to just keep in my mind. What are my priorities for the week? And so I'll have that here. And then what I really like doing is tracking the books I'm reading on a weekly basis and which ones I finish. So the books I write here, like I'm somebody who's reading, 5 to 8 books at a time, and I finish 1 to 2 books a week, which is exactly what this week looked like. And so I'll start off by writing the books that I'm currently in progress reading, and we'll mark off any books that I read. Like I'll color it in if I read it at all that week, and then I will color it all the way in if I finish it. And so I really like tracking my reading. I track my reading in lots of ways, but one of these ways is weekly, and I really like seeing what I'm reading on a weekly basis and what I've been finishing. And then as the week progresses and at the end of each day, I go in the blank spaces and rapid log my day. So write, what happened, anything notable, did I watch something? I'll write here in this blank space. And then it sort of becomes like more memory keeping, but it starts off the week more planning focused, if that makes sense. You can see I'm filming this on Saturday, December 16th. I wasn't very consistent with this week, but that's fine. I'll go in at some point over the weekend and jot down other stuff I want to remember. But if, it stays blank, that's fine. Like this time blocking served its purpose. I like what I'm tracking here. Some weeks are more filled than others. And some weeks end up staying, more bare bones. And so that's how I use the weeklies in the common planner, and how I'm planning to continue using the weeklies in 2024. And then we get into the blank note pages, which is by far my favorite feature of the common planner. I love having the freedom of all of these pages and not having them dated. And so I set up a couple of collections at the front that were things I knew I wanted to track in the B6 Common Planner, but I set up most of my collections and trackers in here. Like anything that I want to keep up to date, that's, that I really want to keep up to date because it's related to goals, or, you know, other priorities, I've put in here. And I have just a couple of collections that I've set up at the beginning of this planner, that I thought of as more fun, you know. And so what I've set up here is, first I have a family bucket list, a 2-page spread, and I put in each corner each of the seasons. And my thought here is that, you know, as I'm thinking about our plans and what's going on in the winter, I could jot down the like winter type stuff I thought it would be fun for us to do. The spring type stuff it'd be fun to do. You know, summer plans, what do we want to do for vacation, and fall plans. And then, you know, I would set this up again in the second half of the year and brainstorm again. So we'll see how this evolves. I've liked having like family bucket lists that are seasonal, because I feel like there's like the type of stuff, you know, like, you know, I want to keep on our radar. It feels seasonal, like making sure we make time to go apple picking, which my son, you know, really loved doing. And I feel like the weekends fly by so fast. It's so easy to like forget about that. But I love capturing, or like making little sort of, I don't want to say to-do list, but like capture ideas for stuff we want to do each season in this spread. And then the only other thing I've set up here, I set up monthly pages to do reading recaps for each month. Now I also have a reading journal that I'm planning to film a setup video for. I have not been very consistent with keeping my reading journal up to date at all. I've done a lot more journaling about reading in my common planner, and I've really enjoyed that. And so I am planning to try to keep my reading journal up to date in 2024, but I'm like debating it essentially. I like tracking and journaling about reading in here, and so I'm planning to continue doing that. And so I set up a page per month. These are Coffee Monsters co-stickers and Virgo and Paper monthly scripts, and my thinking is that I will print out you know, pictures of the books I read each month. I'll have little, you know, summary, like I'll put how many stars I give it and a little summary, and then I'll have this as, you know, a monthly reading recap that'll be really fun to flip through at the end of each month. I'm trying to see if I can find, because I did one, here we go. I did one for November. I didn't end up going through and adding my reading and any notes yet. I'm planning to go back and do that, but this is essentially what I'm thinking for these spreads. And then from there, my plan is to go into the January setup. So I like to have, I set up a couple of spreads at the beginning of every month, and I have enjoyed using the vellum that comes with Sterling Ink sticker subscription kit each month as a cover page for that month. And so the way I'm planning to set this up is I will have my December reflections here. I might have my December reflections here. Maybe I'll have 2024 reflections here. I'm not sure because this is a new planner. But typically, if it weren't January, I would have the previous month's reflections here and then my January cover page. And then I have a 2-page spread that is essentially focused. It's like a mind map of my priorities for the month, some intentions. Let me see if I could pull up. I don't think I filled out December's, so I think I can show you December's, yes. And sometimes I don't, you know, fill it out. It's the middle of December. I will probably go back in and fill this out. But this is essentially how I set it up, where I do a mind map of my priorities for the month. And then I have some prompts that I've adapted over the years, but that I like, you know, journaling about at the beginning of every month. So, you know, what's something I'm excited for, what's on my mind, what am I hopeful about, what would make December satisfying, what's something I'm saying yes to, and what's something I'm saying no to. And then So I'll do that type of layout here. And then on these 2 pages, I usually do a currently inked. So all of the fountain pens I have currently inked and swatches. And then here I'm planning to do a monthly reading list. So this will be where I log what I've read and I put the book covers, and this will be where I write down the books I want to read and, you know, check them off as I get through them. And then from there, we'll just go into, you know, my journaling for the month. So I tend to journal anywhere from like 3 to 5 times a week, and journal about, you know, I like to jot down things I'm grateful for, just recaps of our day. I like to print pictures. Sometimes I'll make lists or like short little collections, but you know, the lists and collections I put in here aren't to-do lists or collections I need to come back to. They're just like fun things I like to write down. It's the way I would describe it. I know Claire from Online, I love her YouTube channel and her Instagram. I'll make sure to link to her channel down below if for whatever reason you haven't checked her out. But she refers to those types of lists, or the types of lists I'm thinking about, as silly little lists. And I love that term because they're not like, it's not something I need to come back to. It's not a to-do list. It's really just, you know, stuff I like to capture and log and record. Like I set up a collection the other day that I started working on in my 2023 journal of my favorite comfort movies in 2023, which includes Barbie. Barbie is one of my favorite movies this year. I purchased it as soon as I could, and I have now rewatched it more times than I'd like to admit, but it's a great movie. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to write down all of the movies that, you know, that I consider comfort movies. So I just put on, you know, when I want to relax after a long day at work. But stuff like that, right, is the type of stuff I journal about. And so I won't be able to do like a day per page because I have these monthly setups and my book monthly recaps, but I also don't journal daily, so I'm just not that concerned. My plan is to go through, I think my plan is to go through and like count out the pages and try to mark off about where I should start February and March, but I also might not. So we'll see. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm like pretty confident I'll be fine pages wise, since I didn't set up a ton of trackers and collections here. And I also have my Hobonichi weeks when I need, you know, extra pages for other stuff that comes up. So that is my B6 Common Planner setup for 2024. If you're using the Common Planner, I'd love to hear how you're using it. Thanks for sticking around and hanging out with me. Hope you all are having a great day, and talk to you soon. Bye now.